so much with the vitamins and minerals, and then also your hormones in your body. And just eating the right food will give you the good brain power. Eating the wrong foods can also often cause a foggy memory and actually delay brain function. You get the motivation mainly from within. You have to want to have a healthier diet, but also, eating a processed diet and, eating all those bad foods, it's gonna really cause a ton of problems later on. You're gonna have diabetes, you're gonna have heart problems, you're gonna have all kinds of sickness. You're not gonna feel good. You're gonna be sick all the time. You're gonna be loaded up on medication. Your body isn't gonna want to function properly, and your metabolism is probably gonna be shot. So it's going to be really hard to actually get back onto a healthier diet when later in life you've screwed up everything with your body and you're pretty much killing your body by eating all those processed foods. Meats that are fresh, nothing processed, nothing boxed, whole grains, so like whole grain bread, brown rice, couscous, quinoa, things like that. Limited fats and oils intake, limited dairy intake, and just keeping it all fresh and no process.
Okay, and the bad diet is just like everything opposite of that.
Yep. Bad diet consists of junk food, fast food like McDonald's, stuff that has a lot of chemicals in it. So even some fat-free stuff, I think of it as a chemical shitstorm. So just because they have so much, it's really bad. But anything that you find boxed, anything that's in those middle aisles of the store is considered usually processed, besides the whole grain brown rice or pasta and stuff. So always try and keep away from those foods, and I always tell people to shop the perimeter.
You are what you eat. Almost everything you choose to consume will either directly or indirectly affect your brain and thus your mental health. Research suggests that microRNAs, little bits of RNA that turn on and off the messenger RNA that make proteins, may actually survive intact through ingestion and therefore possibly influencing our genetic makeup. Some foods impact your brain immediately, like coffee. Other foods impact your mental health over the course of days to weeks. Just as you can develop a physiological and psychological dependence on cocaine, you could become dependent on sugar. McDonald's added new menu items including McCafe fruit smoothies, which pack in more sugar per serving than Coca-Cola, and a 20 fluid ounce Coca-Cola has 65 grams of sugar.
Malnutrition is a growing epidemic in the United States. Malnutrition can be caused by food insecurities. Food insecurities can be described as having limited or uncertain availability to healthy foods due to high cost. According to the USDA, the United States has 15.9 million children who are unable to access nutritious and adequate amounts of food. A study performed by Michigan State University believes that children with food insecurities are more likely to suffer from behavioral issues such as fighting, hyperactivity, aggression, anxiety, mood swings, and even bullying. Micronutrient deficiencies are another form of malnutrition. A very common case of malnutrition is a vitamin D deficiency. Research suggests that vitamin D is responsible for regulating the production of serotonin, a neurotransmitter that regulates mood and prevents depression. A study published by the Archives of Internal Medicine states that 3 out of 4 Americans have a vitamin D deficiency.
How does food affect our brain? There are those foods that affect our brain slowly over a period of a few days to a few weeks. This is usually called precursor loading and would include many different amino acids including tryptophan and lysine. Carbohydrates that have high amounts of glycerin such as potatoes, bagels, rice, fava beans, and also lecithin containing products such as donuts, eggs, cakes, chocolates, and water-soluble vitamins has the function of a specific transmitter system, usually to enhance its function in the brain. Then there are foods we consume in high doses like coffee, sugar, and some spices. Their effects are also immediate and depend upon how much reaches the brain. Tryptophan is an amino acid that is in most proteins. It is essential nutrient in most people's diets. Studies have shown that consuming too little tryptophan makes us depressed and angry. Also, too little sugar or water-soluble vitamins, which are the B's and C's vitamins, will induce changes in the brain function that you would notice after a few days of deprivation. Food has both negative and positive effects, and it depends on what you eat, how much you eat, and how long you are eating those foods for. Eating right and learning more about what you're eating can in fact make for a happier, healthier life and mind. There are many examples of men and women who were very upset or even depressed from what they saw in their bodies. Once these people got the courage and the knowledge on how to eat healthier, they saw major improvements. This then made them happier as a whole and even brought some of them out of their state of depression.
What foods best bolster mood? The foods that best bolster mood are foods that contain plenty of fat. Foods like mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, and ice cream. Basically, your basic comfort foods. A Belgian study was conducted where participants were given a saline solution or infusion of fatty acids. The participants were then exposed to neutral music and given MRI scans. The researchers found that the fatty acids activate the part of the brain that regulates emotion, and the fatty foods can reduce feelings of sadness by nearly 50%. What are some of the best foods for your brain? Some of the best foods for your brain are fatty fish like tuna, salmon, and mackerel. These fish contain omega-3 fatty acids and DHA. A study at Tufts University found that if eaten 3 times per week, participants had the highest levels of DHA and had a reduced risk of Alzheimer's by 39%. Next are leafy green vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, and Brussels sprouts. These contain antioxidants that help protect the brain and prevent damage from free radicals. Free radicals are byproducts of the energy used by your brain, which uses 17% of your body's energy. Next is water. All cells need water, and hydration leads to higher brain power. Some of the other foods are curry, berries, dark chocolate, avocado, and whole grains.
There are 3 easy steps we can take to make a better diet that creates a healthier mind. The first step is to hydrate our bodies. Proper hydration is critical for maintaining and improving our mind as we age. Our brains are 80% water, and even the slightest bit of dehydration increases the body's stress hormones, which decreases your ability to think clearly. On average, we should drink 64 ounces, or 8 glasses of water daily. This isn't a bad rule to follow. Keep in mind, however, that you can account for your ounces in different ways. For example, if you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, they have a high water content to keep you hydrated. The second step is to ditch processed foods. The majority of unhealthy age-amplifying foods are processed foods. These foods are dangerous because of the added sugar. Each year, Americans consume an average of 150 pounds of sugar per person. Almost all that sugar is from processed foods. Those sugar intakes can lead to depression and even dementia disorders, such as Alzheimer's. It can also increase inflammation and raise insulin levels in a way that can suppress the immune system, increasing your chance of diseases in the brain and the body. The last step is to boost key nutrients. Vitamin D protects against dementia, autoimmune disease, cancer, high blood pressure, and other illnesses. Omega-3 can be found in fish oil. It gives your brain a boost by strengthening your brain cells. Then there's CoQ10. This is a molecule that works well with other nutrients to improve functioning of all other cells in your body.